Hello, welcome to Mushabbar from the capital of Sweden, Stockholm. Let's today talk about value added taxes in Sweden, VAT in Sweden. Also in Sweden, we call this moms. In my last video, I have talked about the taxes that employees in Sweden have to pay to the government, and also on top of that, I also talked about the taxes that your employer has to pay to the government because they have hired you. Some people have given me comments and feedback, and they have asked me that it is too much tax in Sweden. And yes, it is too much tax in Sweden. If you remember, then I said that most of the professional people in Sweden, if they have a normal working job, then probably they are paying taxes somewhere between 27-28% up to 50-52%. If you have a higher income, then probably you are paying more than 50% taxes, and that is too much. But this is not the complete story. The complete story you will understand about the taxes in Sweden after you have watched my future videos. I have also not yet talked about this VAT, value added services. In addition to what taxes you pay to the government as an employee, you also have to think about value added taxes, VAT. If you buy anything from Sweden, whether it is product or service, you pay value added taxes. And in most cases, they are 25%. In some cases, you also pay 12%, for example, on the food items, and also especially in the processed food in the restaurant, you pay about 12%, but not for all the food items. In some cases, for example, on water, you also pay 25% VAT, and also in some cases, you pay 6% VAT, like in case of transport. And in some cases, especially if you are working in the public service area or for the social services, then you don't pay VAT, value added taxes. But for most people, they are paying about 25% VAT, value added taxes. Probably you know that most of the people in Sweden who are working for day-to-day job, they are spending whole of their income, whole of their salary every month. So they don't save much. There is no saving concept in Sweden. Not many people are saving anything from their monthly income. So if you are spending whole of your salary every month, then probably you are paying about 20 to 25% average VAT, if you consider also 6% and 12%. So you have also to add this 25% or an average 20% tax that you pay to the government as a VAT on top of what you pay from your salary. So if you are paying 30% tax to the government from your salary, then you have to add this 20 or 25%, so it becomes 50-55%. And if you are paying 50% tax to the government from your salary, and many people do that, some people pay much more than 50%, then you have to add 20-25% on top of it, and which becomes 70-75%. So most people in Sweden who are working, having normal or good job, they are paying about 50-75% taxes to the government. And that is not the whole story. As I told you, that the whole story will complete after you have also watched my future videos. There are also some more taxes that you have to pay in Sweden. We will talk about them later on in future videos. This video was about VAT, value added taxes. I hope now you have got a bit better idea about the taxes in Sweden and how much you are paying to the government. Remember that, as I have told in my previous video, it is due to these huge taxes Sweden has become a social welfare state, and it is providing so many social services for free. Especially if you have a family in Sweden, then you are enjoying a very good family life in Sweden, because a lot of things are available for free to kids and children, especially education. And Sweden can only do this if they can get these kind of taxes. But things are changing in Sweden. From my previous videos, you have also got the information that now Sweden has got a new government, and that government may decide to change some of the tax rules and regulations in Sweden, because many people think taxes are too high in Sweden, and of course they are too high, they look terrible, and Sweden is going more and more towards a capitalism, and if they continue to do that, then I think taxes will become lesser and lesser in Sweden, but this will also increase a huge difference between poor and rich people. Right now, in most cases, there are no poor people in Sweden and there are no rich people in Sweden. With such taxes, you cannot become rich in Sweden, and also you cannot become poor in Sweden with lot of these social services from the government. But in future things may change. So that is all for today, and if you want to listen to my future videos, please stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to all of you. Goodbye.